There is one skill set after 15 years of being a DJ that I have really noticed that will set you apart from everybody else, whether you are a new DJ or a veteran. It doesn't matter as long as you have this one skill, because it is so important now. DJing is I would say, a saturated scene or market nowadays just because of technology. It has allowed everyone and their mom or their dog to call themselves a DJ, which is cool. It really depends on how you see it. Is it a good and bad thing? Depends on your perspective. In my perspective, the good part is there is so much room that technology has allowed for everyone to find their own creative expression. At the end of the day, DJing is just your form of expressing yourself, what kind of story you want to be telling, and how you want to make people feel. And then how you want to do that, or how technology has allowed people to do that in so many different formats. Like, I feel like there's what I call like live producer DJs, where they're really editing tracks and mashing up tracks live in real time because of technology. There is, classic DJs like myself, which maybe they're still using vinyl, or it's all about reading the vibe and the crowd, or just kind of vibing out, as I would say. Not to say that like the live producer DJs aren't either, but I'm just saying there's just different types. There's so many types of formats. So it all comes down to this one foundational skill to set you apart. Because for me, in my opinion, I don't think the techie stuff or the technical stuff is what sets people apart, because there's so many people doing what you're doing as well. But the one thing that is almost truly yours and uniquely yours is, drumroll please, is song selection. There is nothing that is more necessary as a DJ nowadays than song selection. It has been that way from the beginning, and it's still that, no matter how far technology has taken us, is because you cannot hide behind technology with song selection. Song selection really tells people that you know how to read a crowd, you know how to read the energy, you know how to almost take them on a journey so that you can keep the party going. Like, being able to read that vibe and that energy, it's not that easy and simple. Because I think some issues that I have with newer DJs in the scene is they don't know how to read the crowd. It's like I don't want to say, that they're selfish, but in a way they kind of are, because they just want to play what they want to play. It's not about reading if the energy of the crowd is allowing for that track to play or not, or any of that. Is they're so focused on doing their thing that it's almost like tunnel vision. And I think, that can really cripple you as a DJ, especially if you want to be playing more live sets and you want to get booked for more gigs. It's the ability to read the crowd is so important. Like, your techie shit, can only take you so far, and that it's song selection is more than just being able to choose what's popular right now. It's about creating a unique experience for your crowd that is going to be a lasting memory for them forever. There's some sets that I've been a part of that, especially, I'll give you an example. One of my favorite DJs of all time was actually Avicii. Even though he was such a big name and such a big DJ and producing massive tracks, there was sets of his that set him apart from all the other big DJ producers at that time, was because he knew how to play to the crowd and to read the crowd. And every set that I've heard him play was uniquely different. Whereas a lot of other big producer DJs was almost like exactly the same set every time I heard them play, because they wanted it to match with the visuals, or, the lights and all this extra stuff. But really, for me, like the pureness of watching a DJ is to have one exceptional, long-lasting memory or like impression of it. And that is different from any other time. That's why I want to go see Avicii, or wanted to go see Avicii multiple times and in multiple, festivals or whatever he was playing. Like, I would go see him because this was always different. And that is what you want. You don't want to be pegged at this, because I created this track, or I produced this, or I produce all of these tracks, I'm going to play this specific set all the time. It comes off egotistic and it comes off selfish. Like, you're not there for the crowd. You're just there to spread your music and for people to hear it. So that's why I think, song selection is the most important skill you need to master. And some tips for you to learn how to do that is obviously just experience. Song selection is not something that you can just watch a video on or learn from somebody and then just get it like that. Some people either have it or they don't as well. I've taught so many people how to DJ, and some people it takes so much time for them to learn song selection because of many reasons. Like, I haven't even figured it out yet either of what makes someone know song selection or good at song selection or not. Like, for me, it's about, at least my journey was experimenting a lot, and being open to not just sticking with the same type of genre or songs. Like, you can expand, like even within house, which is I'm a house DJ. Like, I will still expand outside of like deep house. Like, I'll play Afro house, I'll play Latin house, I'll play jazz house, soulful house. I will kind of blend that realm just so that I'm familiar with different genres, and I will experiment in a live gig. And one track, like, could be a minute. You will know exactly the point when you play a track and it's just not vibing with the crowd. Just slip in another one. Just cut it and slip in another one. Like, it's about experimenting with your crowd so that you know how to read it in the future. So number one, study different genres, be open to that. And I think knowing wide ranges of genres will also allow you to understand different vibes. And again, like I said, experiment with that when you're on the live set. You just sometimes, and with experimenting, I also gotta say number 3 is don't get so hard on yourself. Sometimes, like, even when I'm experimenting and I think this is like the best track that I'm going to play, that I think the vibe that the crowd is giving me is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to play this track. And sometimes it just bombs. Like, it is what it is. Sometimes it's so hard to read a crowd, especially if you have a very eclectic, crowd with different types of people that want different types of things. It's hard to please. Like, it's not always going to be a smooth journey, which is also the beauty of being a DJ. Like, you're experimenting, you're trying things, you're trying to understand what each type of audience wants. Sometimes you have to almost be stereotypical to the demographic, which that part sucks, but it is what it is. Like, it actually, it's just facts. So, like I said, study different genres, experiment, understanding, which will help you understand, your audience, and go out and watch other DJs. Go watch the top DJs, or even on YouTube. A lot of DJ sets are now recorded live for you to watch. Like, listen to their journey and listen to how they select their songs in different environments, in different venues, and different crowds. So even just pick one of your favorite DJs and go search them up on all different types of events they've done. Separate and choose different types of venues. Maybe one time they did a festival set. One time they did a club set. One time they did an underground club set. One time they did a radio set. Like, what you want these different varieties to really understand how they selected their songs in their sets, and just play and experiment and stay updated. And again, like, trust your instincts. If in that moment your instinct is telling you to play that track because you think the crowd is going to vibe to it, just go for it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like I said, you can always switch it up. It's a couple minutes, and honestly, hour-long sets really doesn't seem that big of a deal. And honestly, the crowd will forget it if you play a banger track next, if you find that banger track next because you're experimenting. And so that's kind of my spiel of that. The one skill that you need to master to set you apart from all different types of DJs is song selection. And this one is one of the foundational skills outside of beat matching that is going to take a long time to master. It's just the way it is, because you need experience in front of crowds, which sometimes that's the hardest part to get, like getting gigs and stuff like that, or even getting gigs where there's people to give you feedback from. Because sometimes when you're starting out, you might be getting a lot of gigs, but you might be getting a lot of the gigs that not a lot of people are in the crowd. And so that's difficult for you to then experiment in that sense of being able to read them. But this is what I always say. Even if you're making one person happy on that dance floor and you are connected with that one person and vibing with them when you're starting out as a DJ, that will take you very far in the long run. Is because you are now learning to connect with people when you are on that deck. And that is something that just can't be taught. It can't be given to you in a lesson or in anything. You have to experiment that and experience it yourself. So hopefully, I've given you some tips. Hopefully that helps. And if you have any more questions that you want to ask about song selection, feel free to comment below. But master this and you will be the best DJ in the world. As long as you can master this song selection. Even if you are a new DJ, if you are picking every track you are playing, the crowd is picking up everything you're throwing down, you will get booked out easily. So hopefully that helps you guys. And go out happy mixing, and I'll see you in the next one.